to say thanks again for being a part of this. It's raining outside, so I'm hoping that that doesn't affect the connection that we have right now, because we are having such a a really, really good connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, Tim, really thank you for being a part of part 2 of this interview that we had.
My
And,
pleasure. This
this
thing's a
is
fun.
yeah, it is, and it's definitely going to be much, much better than the first one connection wise, because we're using Google Hangouts now. And
Yeah.
I was telling you how the first interview had garnered a lot of a bit of curiosity from a number of my subscribers. And I didn't tell you that somebody asked me, how did you meet Tim?
Really?
I've never gotten that opportunity to talk about how I met you. And yeah, so I had subscribed to Walter
Akolo.
that's it.
This is way back in when? This is 2013.
Yeah, at the beginning of practically at the beginning of the year, because I was trying to understand how to make money online in Kenya. So I searched for that particular search term, and Walter came up, and I was very impressed with the information, so I subscribed. And based on that information, I was lucky because just in time he sent us an email about the fact that there was going to be this workshop about how to make money online in Kenya, and you were featured. And I was like, I was looking at your picture, and I was like, oh, so this Tim Miner is based in Las Vegas, and he's actually going to be here to show us and talk about how to make money online. I was like, because I a lot of the times I ignore these things. I don't really take them seriously, but because it was so new and it was exactly what I wanted, I thought, you know what? Why not go? Why not check it out? And it was the most rewarding. It was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever gone through, because number one, you spent a couple of hours giving us such valuable information about stuff that I had been looking for online. And a lot of the times that particular information was always hidden behind a price. For $999, I can teach you or coach you about how to make money online, or I can give you access. But you gave us all these tools, you gave us a lot of things. And because of that, it created this relationship that we have together now.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked for your services to create Push Factor, and also because of that, it's now created this relationship that we have. And now in 2015, now that we've moved to this fairly new concept of excuse me,
you should grab some water.
Yeah,
you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
This whole concept of making money through Amazon, becoming a seller on Amazon, and me trusting you enough to decide to do it. It's and due to the results that I've been able to get and what you have taught me, I felt that it was really important to get other people involved, to educate them. So we based part 1 on introducing you. So anybody who would like to know more about Tim, on my YouTube channel, Push Factor TV, you can find the first video that introduces Tim and his background and his moving from Kenya to the US and his entrepreneurial success. But today I want to talk about
failures.
And failures, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Today, I want to delve into a very specific subject, and that is Amazon selling, because that's the one thing that you have been able to see a relatively quick success with. It hasn't taken you years, like with your branding, um, your
Yeah.
branding business. It's actually taken a very, very short amount of time. So
Right.
um, I remember you were talking about the fact that you had started really just playing around, trial and error. You had a couple of things around the house, and you put them up, and some of them actually started to sell. So we can go from there.
Okay. So for those who haven't watched part one or don't want to watch it but still want to know who I am,
Yeah,
my
absolutely. Yeah.
I'm currently running a 2-year challenge that's going to expire in 2017 of creating 30 streams of passive income, and I share my journey on my blog called 30streams.com. And so one of the things that one of the income streams that I'm creating is selling through Amazon.com. And yes, and I know for some people didn't know that you can sell on Amazon, because personally I didn't know. Like for the longest time, I just thought that you can just buy stuff from Amazon. But
Yeah.
later on in 2013, sometime like towards the end of 2013, so the year that we met, that December, I put some stuff up because I heard stuff about people selling on Amazon, but I wasn't sure. And I think one time I was going to buy something, and I saw the sell yours button, and I decided to like list my item, because before that I was just selling through eBay.
Right.
And so I listed 2 items that were just sitting in my house, never used them, and like one I had never used, and the other one I'd slightly used. So I listed them, one as new, the other one as used, and then forgot about them. And then close to Christmas, I got an email saying that I sold something, and I was like, "Well, where did I sell this?" Because I completely forgot about
You
like
you
what I listed
just
on Amazon.
put them up and
Yeah, put them up
forgot.
and forgot. Yeah, because I didn't really. Yeah. So apparently I'd sold both of them, so I ended up shipping them out to people, and I got a little excited because I had a little extra money, but then I completely again, shelved that idea because I was more focused on Stance and building that out. And so,
By the way,
to
people, Stance is Tim's branding company. So he was
yes,
very, very involved in that before he started focusing more on becoming a seller on Amazon. All right, continue.
correct. Yeah. Okay. So, and maybe you could put a link down to those people who might be interested in seeing that, and then they can see it.
Absolutely.
But so fast forward 2 years later, Stance was doing really, really well, but I had some trouble with clients in April, and I decided to take a vacation, and I came back to Kenya for about 6 weeks, and then during that period, I was really wanting to just detach myself from my clients and just create a business that will enable me to have full control, because I was heavily like Stance is a service agency, so I heavily rely on clients for my income, and to me that wasn't a really good thing, because it was putting me at a bad position as far as like if they refused to pay, which they did, then I was out of luck.
Right.
And so I wanted to create something that would help me detach myself from being overly reliant to one source of income. Um, and so that's when the idea of 30 streams came about. And then, so one of the ideas on my list was selling on Amazon, because I had previous success with success
Yeah.
selling 2 things.
Well,
I
when
just
people
knew I was just
respond,
looking, huh?
yeah, when people respond and actually, because how many times have I put something up and nothing happens?
I'm telling you,
So
Sheila, I was just looking for anything and everything that had like a remote chance of selling, of like making any sort of money. I was
right,
listing it down. I had a list, I think 50 different ideas just on a sheet of paper. And
right,
obviously, like I did research online and I compiled those together with my list, and then finally came up with 30. Anyway, so selling on Amazon was one of them. And really just started, I put some stuff up, didn't have the inventory, didn't have the training, didn't go to anyone's blog to like start learning about it. So I was really like just stumbling in the dark. But I love doing that. I love experimenting, and I love
Figuring things out.
trying out new things, you know, and figuring out things myself. I'm very hands on. I'm a very like have a very curious nature, which is good and bad. But this situation has served me good because yeah. So when I put stuff up, which I didn't have,
Right.
I sold in less than 24 hours. I made the first sale. And now I had to like rush. I rushed to Best Buy and bought this item I just sold, and I shipped it. And I was like, this is cool. By the time I went back to Amazon to confirm the shipment, I had like 20 other sales. And then I was like,
Just
whoa.
like that.
Yeah, just like that. So I was like, okay, something is happening here.
Right.
So the problem is I forgot to pause, like, I forgot to pause my listing so that it can get off online from the Amazon store. And so people can make purchases. So they ended up buying a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't have. So what I did is I started looking to see if there's somewhere I could buy at least the first 20, you know, the first 20 so I can ship them to these people. And when you sell on Amazon, they give about 2 days to ship an item, and then they start marking it as late. So they put a lot of pressure on the sellers because in the front end, they promise the customer really, really good service and fast shipping and all these things. So the pressure is on you as a seller to make sure you deliver and meet those deadlines.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't know all this. I didn't know any of this. I just, I knew it did have like on there saying like expected ship date, da 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 da. So I looked for manufacturer in the US and I couldn't find one. And the one that I found in the US wanted like a resale certificate, which I didn't have. And that would have taken me maybe at least 2 weeks to get one. Because I would have got one through my business, but you have to apply for it and pay for it. It's not a hard process. I actually just did it last week. I'm actually waiting for mine to come in.
Okay.
But I ended up finding a manufacturer in China, and they were selling the same product, and they had a really good price. So I invested. I remember I had $960.40.
Right.
I think I had $1,000 in my account from what was left over from my vacation, and this was in June, and that was my rent money for July. I don't think I've ever told you this, or even told anyone this.
This is a brand new story. So
so that was my rent money for July. And I didn't really care. I don't mind taking risks. I've never had a problem taking risks, and I never worry about bills.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that there's a reason why you are the entrepreneur that you are, because you saw a risk, but you saw a calculated risk.
Right. Because to me, it was a proven market. It was a proven concept.
Absolutely,
it was working.
There were 20 people who are already willing to purchase from you. So why not just take that $1,000 and flip it? So perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. So that was so I was like, well, at this rate of return, I should be able to make my money back by the time, rent's due. So let's do this. This was June 19th. Huh? This was June 19th. And then so I ordered the stuff. I think I ordered the stuff like June 25th or 26th. I don't remember.
Right.
And then I ended up getting them about 10 days later. And by this time, so what I did is to these people, because I didn't want to lose these clients. I didn't want to cancel all these orders.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just came up with this email, and I emailed everyone that bought and told them, oh, we are back ordered. I don't want to sound like this huge company. I was like, oh, we're back ordered, and I'm so sorry if you bought something from me and you got that email, if you're watching this. Right. But this is what happened behind the scenes. So I told you, I'm back ordered. Our stuff is not going to be here until X date, and that's coinciding like the manufacturer's date. And then I told them like, if they're patient, if they want, I gave them the choice. I told them, if you want, you could cancel your order. That's fine.
Right.
Or if you're patient, I'll really appreciate it, and I'll give you a free gift when,
So,
when I ship your order to you.
so Tim,
Hmm.
did you email each buyer
Yep.
and
It's in
they
every
knew
customer that bought.
that bought? Okay, so
Yeah.
how
And
many
you can,
people
yeah.
how many
Hmm.
people canceled and how many people
So out of this, only two people canceled,
oh cool.
from
Oh
this. Yeah.
nice.
Only two people canceled. So that was really good.
Yeah,
And
that means that
then,
product was really in demand.
yeah, I was selling it for a good price. And so
Ah,
I think most people were just, I don't know what happened in their head. I'm from my side, I just said that's God that did that. In their side, I think maybe they're like, oh, I don't want to go through the hustle of buying again. It's fine. Another
but
10 days is fine.
but another thing
Hmm.
is the personalization, because you put a human face to it. You actually sent an email and communicated. Like, if somebody did that with me, I would buy from them. I'd wait,
Yeah.
instead of getting it from some you know um blank
Automated
face.
system. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, so maybe that did help because I was very personable and and I think the other thing that helped is I gave them a choice to cancel. And
Ah, okay.
so they didn't feel like I'm trying to keep their money. I
Mm,
felt like that was a very important, and I was okay. I was okay with canceling because I knew if I'd made X amount of orders in X amount of time, even if they cancel, I'll get more, other people.
absolutely.
And in hindsight, I wish they canceled because that ended up hurting my seller account, because when you start your seller account, you have like 100% perfect score,
Yes.
green.
Good,
But
good.
once you start having late shipments, bad reviews and stuff like that, your rating drops. And that's
Right.
not a good thing. You
Right.
want to keep it up there.
Mm.
And so, and these are things I learned much later. I didn't know. I was just
Uh-huh.
going blindly in the dark.
But that's
And
okay.
so long story short, I ended up getting my order
Right.
and I ended up leaving that listing like live. And
Hmm.
so by the time I got my order, I was like sold out. So what
Totally sold
happened
out.
is, yeah, I was sold out, but I didn't have money to buy more because Amazon doesn't pay you until you confirm your shipment. And so
Right.
after I confirmed my shipment and then wait a couple more days, then it processed the payment. And then my payments are like set up to be processed like on a Saturday. And so the first attempt, I hadn't set up my bank account. Again, another rookie mistake that I made. So they
Right.
attempted to like deposit the money, but it didn't have a bank account. And what happens is they like wait again, like to try it
Yes.
again
Yeah,
later.
the
So
loop,
that delayed,
loop,
you know.
and loop. Yeah.
So I ended up finally getting my money, and then I reordered. Obviously, didn't
Of
pay the rent.
course.
Who needs to pay rent, right? When you have a business working. So I took my money, put it back in the business, and then flipped it again and again and again. And then,
Right.
yeah, I ended up paying the rent later. Rent can wait. That's my motto. Rent can wait. This is
With
first.
with
And
with
so,
some extras. Yeah.
yes. And so, yeah. And so that's really how I got started. It's nothing too crazy, but looking back, it's like, wow, dude, you're funny. But so yeah, so that's what I did. And so over time, I started gathering a lot of knowledge, and really where I'm at right now. So I ended up in a span of like 3 months generating close to 24,000.
Yeah.
And so what I did was in September, I was trying something different and my account ended up being suspended. For those who
Yes.
don't know, when your account is suspended on Amazon, you pretty much can't sell and you're at their mercy.
Yes.
And so I was starving because I had pretty much pulled all my resources and put them in the business,
Yeah.
because it was giving me good returns. And
Right.
so when they took that source of income away from me, that hurt. And that kind of reminded me again of the whole experiences I just went through in April. And so
And
it made me a
also
little upset. I mean, go ahead.
and also it really is part of the bigger experiment of creating multiple streams of income, because it teaches you that while um while we do while you do have Amazon,
Hmm.
there will be times when things might not necessarily work out, and it's not always the best thing to lean on one source of income. And
Yep.
that's why the beauty of creating 30 streams of income means that this whole experiment
Exactly.
keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the cool thing about it is I was sharing all this on my blog live as it was happening, in real time, really. And so,
I
and
think
so
that's
the other thing too is, like you said, I had other, source of income. So, I mean, it didn't kill me, but I think in 3 short months, believe it or not, I was like used to like a certain way of like spending money.
I like that. I like that.
so, so I
Amazon
think,
spoils you.
yeah, it really did. And I think it was a good thing. And if you look at the report from that month after my account got suspended,
Yeah, in
I was
August.
like, I shouldn't have put so much effort into this. Looking back, I should have balanced. And that's what I'm really hoping to do now. I
Right.
don't want one income being really, really good. Obviously, there's an 80-20 rule that happens, but I think I'd be really comfortable if all my income streams were generating like average, so that when one drops, it doesn't really like impact the rest, kind of
Affect the
thing.
rest.
And
Yeah.
so I'm trying to stabilize that. And so with that, my income has dipped, but I'm working on my comeback right now, and to make sure that I get back to where I used to be. And so again, this is business, ups and downs, used to it, nothing new, been there, done that. Let's
Absolutely.
do this. So yeah, and then so when they suspended my account, I came up with the idea of maybe helping someone else.
Yes.
And so I created this business system, this 5,000. I came up with this formula that helps someone. If you invest X amount of money for a certain amount of product, selling for a certain amount of price, you can very easily create $5,000 in profits, $5,000 in profits
Yes.
in about a month or a little more, maybe 45 days to be realistic. And that's from the time you get the system, unpackage it, and start going through the checklist that I've created and follow everything step by step. In 45 days, you should have $5,000 in profit. And so a couple of people have taken me up on that offer and bought the system, and
Me included.
maybe and maybe you being one of
Oh,
them, maybe you
now
can
now I can talk about my experience.
you could talk about your experience and say like how it's been for you, and what you think so far.
Well, I can tell you
And I don't really think we've talked about this before, so this is kind
we
of cool
haven't.
to hear. Yeah.
We absolutely haven't.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take this from the beginning in October when
Mm-hmm.
when I learned about the fact that you are a sell on Amazon and you're making all these um you know all these amazing strides and you were doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we may have known each other for a short time, but I consider you a member of my family. I trust you
Oh.
implicitly.
Oh.
So when you told me, you know what, you should really invest X amount of money and just start, and I will help you step by step. And
Mm-hmm.
you remember that conversation we had very early in the morning for on my side and evening on
I
your
remember. I
side.
think you were driving to work.
I was in the parking lot, like work hadn't started yet. I was in the
Oh, okay.
parking
Yeah,
lot.
you're sitting in the parking lot, right?
Yes,
In your
yes,
car.
yes. And
Mm-hmm.
and and you were telling me about this idea, and I was like, oh, Tim, I don't know if I can invest another amount of money because the last thing that I tried to do didn't really work out that well. Not that it didn't work out that well, because push factor is actually a long-term thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what push factor is. I think
Right.
in terms of wanting to
Uh,
to
it
figure
just
out how
didn't
to.
have a fast enough rate of return.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of using it, because I absolutely love push factor and I still want to use it as a platform for so many other things. But
As you are right now.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. So I thought to myself, yeah. So I thought to myself, you know what? If Tim is doing so well, I mean, what what makes me think that I wouldn't? So I just decided I'm going to. going to try this out. I invested a certain amount of money, and we went through the whole process together. And right from and I want to let everybody know that this is strictly automated. I didn't touch the products that I bought from the supplier in China. They went straight from China into the Amazon warehouses with Tim's help, and put them out there. I listed them on my page, on my seller page on Amazon, and I think I did that on Wednesday or Thursday, and I was skeptical because everything was active. It was the stock was live on my Amazon page. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to start making sales, but nothing was happening. Nothing happened for 2 days. And I told you, because you asked, so how are the listings looking? And I was like, well, nothing's happening right now. No sales, nothing. And you said,
crickets.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. And you said, you know what? Just play around with the prices. Play around with the pricing this weekend. So on Saturday morning, actually, that we had that conversation. It was live. It was happening live when you gave me that suggestion. Because once I adjusted the price, then a minute later, I made my first sale, and my eyes almost popped out of my socket. Tim, and because we were WhatsApping each other, and I was like,
right.
Tim, I just made my first sale. And you were about to go to bed. You were tired. You spent the whole day, working.
Yeah, I think it was really late.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that woke me up. I think that woke me up because I'm
exactly.
I remember telling you that, like, the minute you make your first sale, it's like crack.
It's like cocaine. You just hook
yeah.
Yeah.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug.
Exactly. So that's what happened. And you were like, congratulations on your first sale. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. We'll talk tomorrow. And I was like, okay, great. And then within that minute, I got 4 more sales. And I was like, Tim, 4 more people. I've just got 4 more sales. And you were like, what? And I was just excited, right? It was really, really excited. So that Saturday, I made 10 sales. But interestingly enough, the next day, I actually sold out all my all my items.
That's incredible.
I was shocked. Now because of understanding how skeptical people can be about certain things, I am not going to share the profit that I made and the amount of money that I made. I actually shared it with the group based on the system, because when you purchase the system, you also get automatically added to Tim's group on Facebook. And right now it's a close-knit group, a few members who are helping each other. And anybody who has got suggestions, who is going through anything, or who is going, anything new that is happening, we can share with each other. And that's what I did. I shared my results with everybody else, and everybody was like, wow, that's incredible. So anybody who wants to really, if you want me to share my results with you, you can email me if you're really, really serious about it. But that's basically where all the action is happening at. So I can tell you, this is a testimony.
Testimonial time, huh?
Yes. This actually works. It is astounding. It really was like magic. It just happened so quickly, And as we speak, I've purchased the next, the next.
Your next batch.
That's it.
On its way. Nice.
Next batch, and it's on its way. And I know that I'll be the first person to say what Tim said is exactly what happened. That
Yeah.
within the next couple of weeks, I will have made that $5,000. Like I have no doubt in my mind anymore that is
Nice.
actually possible. So
Nice.
I had to put that in while you talk more about what the system, what's in the system, and how it benefits people. Or have we already? We've pretty much covered that, huh? Unless there's anything.
Yeah, we have. I just got an idea just now.
Awesome.
What do you think? Do you think it would be a good idea to kind of walk people through it? Because thinking maybe I could pull it. I think we can do like a screen share
Yeah, sure,
and
absolutely.
like
Like
kind of walk people through it. I think it's
like
very short.
what
It's
they
a
will
very
get.
brief. Yeah, I mean, what it's
Yeah,
about, because I feel like we're talking about it right now, and it just seems like a concept. It doesn't seem like something that's tangible.
that's concrete.
And so, yeah, so I don't know if you can do a screen share. Let me see.
Hmm,
Okay.
let's see.
Um,
I'm still new to. Oh, that's you. You've
can-
done that. It's presenting to everyone.
is
Awesome.
it? Okay. Okay.
Yes, it
So
is
guys,
working.
if you're looking at this is a page where you can find, this system, this business system, and it's a completely done for you system, as it says here. And pretty much what I've done is I've taken everything that I've learned in the past 4 months and put it in a box, pretty much, and then create a checklist for you that if you've never heard of Amazon and this is your first time hearing about it, you can pretty much go through the checklist because it's step by step and be able to set up your store and start selling. And on top of that, with the system, as Sheila has just explained right now, there's a Facebook group that as you're going through the checklist items, as you're going through the items on the checklist, you can ask questions to anyone in the group. And I gotta say, like everyone in the group is really, really helpful, which is super encouraging because I'm naturally giving, and I've never been surrounded in my life with other people who are
Are
just
just
naturally
as
giving
giving.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, it's like I'm going through something much cooler than anything else that I've ever experienced. And it's beautiful.
It
And it's
is.
really, really cool for me to like watch people start making money,
Yes.
because it's like it just makes me really, really happy knowing that, it's like, man, you're getting rewarded for trusting me, which feels really good because I get frustrated for, when I share all this great information and people don't take action. But I've also learned to accept that not everyone is on the same page
Right.
or on the same like level, because this is a journey and some people are just getting started. Others are in the middle. Others are like towards the finish line. So I realize like not everyone is ready for this, and that's okay. I mean, everyone has to go through their own like soul searching process to finally arrive at something that's going to work for them. But to
Absolutely.
be honest, this is one of the simplest way of creating passive income that exists in the market today, period. Like nothing is as this good. And the good
Yes.
thing about it, it's something tangible. It's not like I'm selling like software or like digital books that people will just buy and never read. You know what I mean? Like I'm
True.
selling
True.
something that people are going to use. Anyway, so this is a page. If you go to 30streams.com/AMZN, this is the page you'll see. And I have links here that link back to my blog. If you're
And
new to my blog,
yeah,
go
I,
ahead.
I will also post all of these links at the
Links.
bottom of this video so
Cool.
that people can actually have access and take a look at them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making it easy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, so this is a page when you come. It'll give you all the information. I encourage you, if this is something you're interested in, I encourage you to spend some time just reading through what I've written here. I spent a lot of time putting this copy together for a reason. And so it's not very long, very, very short. By the end, you'll see the price. But just to go through and to clarify, you can set up a business from anywhere. There's
Right.
very few countries that are listed that you can't sell. But even when that happens, just email me and we'll figure out a way. There's currently someone I'm working with right now. She's from Iran, and we're trying to figure out a way for her to sell because her country is not listed. And
Right.
another country that's not listed is Dubai and a few others. So I mean, if you're in a part of the world where you see your country is not listed on Amazon, and to get where the list is, my blog, I've shared that list in a blog called How to Sell on Amazon If You Live Outside the US. This is the
Actually,
blog right here.
what I also want to say is that
Hmm.
Tim's blog in itself has got
Hmm.
such incredibly valuable information that if you are the kind of person who just decides to sit and go through his 12 steps of getting started on Amazon,
Oh
then
yeah.
you are actually guaranteed to make
Yep, that's true.
still make money.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because yeah, that's actually one way. So I have this 12-part series that I've been putting together. We're in part 8. Hopefully I'll finish
Yes.
the other 4 that I've been trying to finish in the past for like 2 weeks. But there, I spent a lot of time putting together every single detail of, what I went through and what I think people might want to know
Yeah.
as they're learning. So yes, guys, this is true. Like you can go through this series and you'll be absolutely fine without ever spending a dime. All you need to do is really just invest time and implement everything that I showed. And so the only difference, like if you want to take out the guesswork in sourcing the products, or you don't want to spend a lot of time looking for manufacturers and verifying if they're true or not. I mean, if they're legitimate or not. That's where the system comes into play.
Indeed.
So again, so this it just shows you there's 3 steps, really easy. You buy, you follow the instructions, and you start making money. Because once you're through with the last item on the checklist, you should be like that. I think the last item, I don't remember, but I think the last item is like go celebrate or something. Like, and I hope you did that, Sheila. I hope you like going to celebrate because you need to go celebrate because it's a lot of work. And another thing, it's not a get rich quick scheme because it
Oh
takes
my
a lot of
goodness
time and energy.
gracious. Yeah.
Even like with the steps outlined, you still got to put in work.
You
But
do.
I think it's worth it. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
it makes me actually want to do more work to understand exactly how this works. But really, it has been the most rewarding experience, and I've been on a high since the past weekend. Really, I have. It
That's
really has
pretty
been.
cool.
It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. So I'm glad that you know we're showing this to people because it makes it so practical and hands on. But please do continue.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think you should also include, there's a video here that kind of
Yeah.
walks people through my account because I don't know if you remember, when I was posting my August income, people were
Right.
calling me out and saying I'm lying.
Yes.
Like right on my blog, it's like you show up in my house and like start calling me a liar. That's like you got some nerve, So
Yeah.
I was really confused because I'm like I'm not obligated to share this. I'm just sharing it because I want to inspire someone and be held credible and you know what I mean, like and then just stay on track. And then
Yes.
you're here calling me. So what I did is I just I opened my account and showed people like what kind of money I've been making so that it kind of validates the idea. This is not a joke. This is really true.
It's
So
true.
you can
Yeah.
watch that video and maybe you can include it.
Yeah. I'm
And
actually
then,
writing down what I will the links that I will include at the bottom of this video.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can send you those.
Okay.
And
It's
then,
okay.
so
It's
this,
okay. I know
oh,
them.
you
I know them.
remember? Okay, cool,
I
cool.
know them. Yeah.
So this is what you get. So it's about 6 things, but in total it's really 10. So I have 4 bonuses. And the first one is you get 20 products that you could choose from to start making money. Really, when you're starting out, you don't need all 20, but at least you have something you could choose from. So I have 20, and then I have an additional 10. So a total of 30 products that you could choose from. I have a step-by-step checklist that you could go through. And once you go through this checklist, you should be good. You should be making money by the time you check off the last item. I give you a list of my suppliers. I give you support with setting up your account, because I know for most people it's a little daunting, especially if it's your first time. So I show you how to set this up. And again, the people from from a private Facebook group are really, really good with like giving you information, especially when it comes to like tax and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We also get a 30-minute Skype consultation. For whatever reason, like whoever has bought this hasn't really asked for this, but it's still there for you if you need it. And then, I give you some customer service email templates because you need to keep your customers happy. Right. And then once you're ready to order, once you have like your capital for your first product, I can give you a recommendation if you want. Again, this is not something you have to get from me. If you want me to give you a recommendation based on like your location and your product, your capital and all that stuff, I can definitely do that. And then fail proof. So I'll have updates in the future of this product because Amazon changes so much, like over time. So people who buy this, you get access to the private group. They're gonna get an updated version of this in the future, which they can implement. I don't know how much they'll need it because they'll already know how to run the business. But anything that I add to this that might be valuable to them, they'll be good. And then the other benefit, which I didn't even list it, and I just thought about it, is we're going to start talking about private labeling. And if you don't know what private labeling is, don't worry about it right now. But in the future, people who buy this are also going to get the private labeling product that I put out at a discount. So there's a lot of benefits from it. And then I also offer you 30-day full email support. Honestly, it's not really 30. I just want you to be successful. So if it takes more than 30 days, I'll be there because it's a Facebook group and everyone is helping each other out. And I think that's what really makes it unique. It's not even all these things. They help, but the fact that you're surrounded by a group of people that are doing
the same journey.
Are doing the same thing on the same journey. I think that's really, really where the value is, because you're going to have bad days. You're going to, face the hurdles, which we face them, while dancing. We like dancing over hurdles because that's our thing. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
And so you want to, you don't want to dance alone. Like you want to have someone you can dance with through those hurdles. And then,
of course, you want to have a support system.
And so that support system, yes, that's the word. That support system is really, really important. And so if you're serious about wanting to make, substantial amount of money online before the market becomes oversaturated, because I feel like at the rate it's going and at the success rate people are experiencing, more people are going to join in because people want to win. And I feel like in 2-3 years, this will be a thing of the past, but hopefully we'll have cashed in and be at a different level,
Absolutely.
And so because
already created our own systems.
Exactly. Exactly. So you want to be at a place where even when new players come into the market, it doesn't really affect you because you're big enough. And so this whole thing is all of freedom that you get from this, because if you're able to make X amount of money and you're able to automate the whole process and do it from anywhere in the world, like there's nothing restricting you. Yeah, you can start getting more out of life. And I'm trying to delay my gratification. I could start traveling right now if I wanted, but I don't want to. I want to, I'm dedicating the next 2 years to creating those 30 streams. And then the party begins. I mean, at least that's the goal. Yeah. And so I'm delaying my gratification and making sure like I wait long enough before I start doing that. But in 2-3 months of starting this, honestly, you can start, enjoying that freedom. And I doubt you'll want to enjoy that because it's so much fun to so much fun to make money. you know?
It is, and the concept. I think the reason why people, and we've talked about this a lot,
Hmm.
that we have grown up believing that it takes years and years and years to make a certain amount of money, and if you are making fast money, then you're not making it legally. So
Yeah.
and we are ingrained. We have, since birth, since our
It's,
childhood,
yeah,
dedication,
it's the way the society
everything.
is set up. Yeah.
Exactly. So we are
It's,
taught that it is virtually impossible to make a large amount of money in a short amount of time. But the 21st century and the internet and all of these new possibilities have changed the idea of creating your economy so much that this is actually possible.
yeah. The thing that people don't realize is that what the internet has done is pretty much it's leveled the playing field for almost everyone. You know, like
Yes.
look, honestly, like just look at me, like my background, watch video one and like understand where I come from.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't be where I am right now, you
True.
know? If it weren't for the internet, honestly, I would still be like hustling, you know, trying to
Yes.
like, you know,
Get by.
make, yeah.
Make ends meet.
And it's a sad thought, but it's also happy to know that I'm able to do this, you know. If you become disciplined and just apply yourself and dedicate yourself to something, actually things should start happening for you without spending like 20 years building a fortune, you know. And
Exactly.
I mean, working to build a fortune, not even getting it. Because sometimes people spend their entire lives and they retire and they're still feeling like, you know, they got a raw deal. And so the
Exactly.
internet has done that. And what people need to understand, and I think that's, you know, this is something I've taken a lot of time to think. When, like, if you wake someone up from, from like the Stone Ages when they would travel days to like
Yes.
get food, and you
Yeah.
tell them you can use this like something like this little box because they won't know what it is. You can use this little box and make a call. Okay, what is a call even? How do you even explain a call? You can talk to this box. You know what I mean? Like you can talk to this box, and food is gonna show up at your door 20 minutes later. Like to tell them that they're gonna think you're crazy. You know what I mean? And I
And
feel.
I love, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I love your analogy because we have been taught
Mhm.
very, very traditional beliefs about money. So much
Right,
so that the
right,
idea of introducing somebody to a concept like this is just as alien as
yep,
trying to explain to a Neanderthal what
right.
a phone is. And, it's
Ordering pizza.
completely alien. Exactly. It's completely
Right.
alien. So
Yeah.
my hope with
Hmm.
this call is that there are those individuals who are up to speed and
Hmm.
actually are looking at this concept as uh, realistic to them, like this is possible for them. And if you happen
Yeah.
to be somebody like that, then
Yeah.
Tim has a really, really great, very, very exclusive offer. If you wanna talk about it, Tim, take it away.
So, so what I did is, with the system that I just showed you guys, like I said earlier, you could go through the blog post that I've posted and, you know, follow the steps and ask questions. And I'm always willing to answer any questions you have, unless I find out that you're wasting my time and I cut you off. And I cut you off.
Right.
But if you're genuine and you're serious, um, then I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm always willing to help you, you know, through your journey until you make your money. But if you want to cut that time in half and you're really, really ready to like jump in, you can pretty much use the system that I've put in place and and shorten that time. You can shorten that time to like, 45 days as opposed to spending 3 months trying to implement and figure things out by yourself.
Right.
And do it. And I'm sure there's people who are watching this who are like me, and I'm sure they can figure it out themselves. By all means, if you can do that, and we want to hear we want to hear your story, because I feel it's really important to tell these stories.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way to make that connection, have people have a frame of reference to know that they can do it themselves too,
Yes.
And so if you're interested in purchasing the system, it's currently set at $1,000, which I still think it's a steal, but I can also understand how someone can view that as a huge investment. But if you can give me $1,000 and I can show you how to make 5 in 45 days, I feel like it's a good price, But
Right.
when I released it for a week, and now it's back up at 1,000, and I had it on a promo for $399, and so Sheila talked to me after she found some results. She talked to me, and we decided to put together an offer and offer it for the same price of $399.
Right.
And what I think we can do too, I think we'll limit it to the first
Five.
five people. Let's do the first 5 people, because again, this is not a commodity, and I spend a lot of time, a lot of my time, showing people and like sharing information on the group. So I don't want to like completely be out of time doing this. So we can't have like 100 people on the group because it's going to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so we just want to get 5 people who are ready to get started. And if any of you know about this, it's Q4 and Q4 online for shopping makes
Is
for 80% of
big.
revenues for the whole year.
Yes.
And so
Especially in the
between,
US market.
especially in the US market, which is actually where we're going to be selling. And
Yes.
so November, there's 2 months, like November and December, and specifically towards like the end of November, man, like the internet just explodes. And so
Yes, I
if you
can't
get in right
imagine.
now, it's a really, really good time,
Mm.
because 80% of the money and the revenue generated for the entire year is made during these 2 months. It's a huge time. So
Yes.
for the first 5 people, I think that's a fair offer.
Yeah.
First 5 people to purchase this, I'll give you a code and you can share it with your people. And the first 5 people to purchase it can get it for $399. And I think we can do the $299 for the first 5. And then if you come after the 5th person, so 5 to 10, I think we should do maybe 10.
You think so?
Or maybe,
I think
okay, maybe
I
7.
think
Let's do
I
7.
think for the sake of exclusivity,
Hmm.
and to make sure that the people who are actually going to be a part of this thing, I want and you do too, I'm sure. We do
Hmm.
want people who are really, really serious about actually getting started, because it does you no good to even you who would like to purchase it. It does you no
Hmm.
good if you just buy it and do nothing with it.
No,
I mean, that would be
and
such a shame.
honestly, keep your money if that's the goal, keep your money. I mean,
Yeah.
if you plan on doing something with it in the future, I'm okay with that, because I understand that when this offer expires, then it goes back to $1,000. So if you just want to grab it and keep it until you're ready with your capital, that's fine. You can do
Yeah, yeah,
that.
that's
But
another
if
thing.
you're
Yeah,
just
that's
going to
true.
take it and not use it, then you're kind of wasting a spot for someone else who might need it more. So I was thinking we could do 7 people, but the first 5 get it at the $299 price, and then the other
Right,
2
right.
who are late, quote
Get
unquote
it at
late, they can get it
399.
at $399. Yeah.
Right, right.
So, and I think the group can handle 7 more people.
Yes.
And I'm not planning on taking the price down anytime soon, because like I understand the value, and I first want to see like the first group of people who trusted me and believed in the product succeed
Yes.
before I can open this.
Yes.
So I want to see them making really good money, and then, because I feel like only then will I have time to accommodate another group of people, eh, for
Absolutely.
sharing and answering questions and things like that. So until this current group is done and they're making good money, I know you've taken the lead. Congratulations. We want the rest to follow. And
Actually,
then, so,
that's the other thing that
mhm.
just wanted to let you guys know, the you guys who are watching, that I am only releasing my results on that group. It's only within
Yeah.
the group that you'll actually be able to see the results, and they're
And I think
really,
that's
really
fair,
good.
you know,
Yeah, it
because
is. It is.
we
Yeah.
don't want spectators. It
No.
doesn't do anyone any good, you know.
Exactly. I don't want, I don't want to have stones, virtual stones pelted at me, being called a scammer or anything like that. I really don't want that. I want the people who have actually made the purchase, who go within the group, within people who are trusting and want to actually help you, to
Hmm.
see that not only is it possible, but we are all willing to help each other get to the quote unquote promised land.
Yeah.
So
Let's keep that freedom that we so want so bad, you know. So,
exactly.
and honestly, that's all it really is about. Like, it's not, I don't find any joy with sharing my income online if others
Mm,
can implement it and do
as
the same
well.
for themselves. Like, what's the
Right.
point, you know? That's more like bragging, which to me holds like zero merit, you know?
Yeah.
So, the whole reason I do anything that I do is really to hopefully inspire someone. And man, I light up. Like, I was up until 6:30 this morning answering all the emails that I get.
Answering all the
And
emails.
yeah,
Wow.
and I'm telling you, like, when I get an email like, Tim, I found your blog, da 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 da, and it was really like it inspired me, or like anything closely related to that, or it lit a fire in me, or encouraged me, or da da da. It got me like I've been a entrepreneur. One person told me I've been a entrepreneur for so long. I'm ready to take like stuff like
Next
that.
step. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I'll stay up all night, you know, answering those emails because I know I'm making a difference.
Right.
And that's really what it's all about. And I'm just hoping that the group of people that, you know, end up implementing this can come back, and share their stories because like we need to get more people because a lot of people are unhappy. And I don't think you should spend this life. You only get one life. I don't think you should
Yeah.
spend it unhappy at a
True.
job that you hate, doing something that you hate, or like not traveling because you don't have enough money. Come
Mm.
on.
Or,
And
or, or, or
and
not
like we're
having
sitting
the
right here.
resources. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And
Not
we're
having the
sitting on like a
resources.
gold mine.
Yeah.
So and that's why it's really important to tell these stories and get people on board because I just feel like it's much more fun when a lot more people making money. And believe me, there's
Absolutely.
tons of money because people have asked me, "Oh, if it's working so well, why are you sharing it with people? Don't you want to keep it a secret? For what? For real? Seriously, for what?" you
It's true.
know?
It's true. There's
Yeah,
plenty for everyone.
money. Yeah, money is just a vehicle. Money is not the end thing. So
No.
I think that's really important to mention and like help people understand we're not trying to get your money with the product. Far from
I
it,
think
really. It's just
I
the the
uh,
product. The product is just to have some skin in the game, and for the time I've invested to put it together, it cuts a lot of time and saves you a lot of frustration and takes a
yeah.
lot of risks away.
Because
So,
something that you were saying before we had this, we started broadcasting this
hmm
chat. It was about you were telling me, I can see that your mindset has changed ever since.
yo, your mindset has shifted completely,
Exactly.
and you've heard me speak, right?
Yes, I have.
And
Yes, I have.
from my talks, like mindset. I don't care what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start with mindset.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you remember, like in 2013 when I gave that talk,
Yeah.
the first thing I was talking about a mindset
Yes.
because in order, and actually the checklist when you buy the product, the checklist, the first thing is mindset.
Is mindset. Yeah, because
Yeah, the first thing after
how
you watch the video.
important that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really really important because if if your mind doesn't believe you can achieve what you're hoping to achieve, there's no way you're gonna be able to do
You
it.
can
No way. You
forget.
might as well keep your money, like go
Absolutely.
watch TV. Don't even start reading the
Absolutely.
blog because you're not gonna
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
So it's really important. And I have a very short blog post called "Embracing the Can Mindset." You know,
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
at anything with "I can do it, I can do it, I can do it." And I know it sounds a little motivational speakerish, but it's the brain we're working with. You know, we're not robots. We're humans. We have emotions. We have experiences we've gone through, and some experiences
Absolutely.
might give you a certain mindset that might be limiting. And you know,
Yeah.
there's all these limiting beliefs that you've got to conquer to be able to really see your goal clearly and be able
Yeah.
to achieve success. So having that mindset shift is really, really important. And I know for some it doesn't happen until you see some numbers or you see something you can relate to. And that's why I share, you know, my income, and I share all these experiences, the good and the bad, so
Yeah.
people can draw a frame of reference from my experiences and be like, okay, well, he's making money, but he's going through this, and
Exactly.
I'm
And
going through it too.
that's why I
So
love your blog,
yeah,
because you talk about everything. You know, the
yeah,
highs, the dips. I just really enjoy
yeah,
that you're so
yeah,
honest with your
yeah,
experience, you know,
yeah.
and that should be a huge indication to people that you really are genuine. That this is not about just, you know, your website could have been easily filled with pictures of you in some villa, and you know,
The
with a drop top Bentley behind you, talking
yeah,
about how
I ain't about
successful
that
you've been.
life. No.
Exactly, exactly. But no,
Yeah.
you're just somebody who wants to share his entrepreneurial experiences, and that is truly fantastic. And actually, the point that I wanted to give is that
Hmm.
it's not even necessarily, it's not about the money. Yes, money is important, but there's something incredible about doing something that is still
You
um
didn't think you can do.
yes, and it's still in
Yeah.
your brain. It's still in your imagination. But the minute it becomes a reality, everything changes. Everything
And it's like
changes.
magic, like it's instant.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
that's why I know, like that first sale, that's what I was telling you. I cannot wait for your first sale because I know you'll be a completely different person. And
Yeah.
I was so right. Like like I see how you're approaching problems now. Because before you made that first sale, I remember you like he'll ask you, "Oh, did you make a sale? You know, how's the listing going?" And you'd be like, "Oh man, no, I'm still gonna like, oh, like, you know, oh, you didn't sound that bad. Okay." You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. But I know
and
what you
then
mean, though.
you would get a letter from someone telling you you're validating trademark, and all hell is broken loose. Oh my, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my investment. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
what did you?
and I'm like, just chill, really. It's all good. It's gonna work out. Like it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? And now,
Actually, we need
like,
to talk about that. Let's talk about
sure,
that.
sure.
Let's talk about that
What?
particular issue.
Uh
Because
huh.
the minute my stock went live,
Hmm.
somebody, probably one of the sellers, who was intimidated by the fact that I was part
A
of,
new competitor joined.
I was a new competitor, so they sent me this menacing letter, like from lawyers, telling me that I'm infringing on their trademark and I need to stop selling, and you know, this product is patented. So as a newbie, I was freaked out, and the first thing I did was I WhatsApped you, like, Tim, my life is over. Okay, I didn't write my
I
life is
remember how
over,
you're
but
freaking out, and I don't know. Let me see if I can find
yes.
that text because because I remember reading it and like reading the thing and like doing a little bit of research because it's always good to
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 do
investigate before
research.
you call.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like
And
reading it, and I don't know if you remember. I texted you and I was like BS, you know. I
yes,
was like,
exactly.
it's like a bogus. Like calm down.
And I was like,
Be-
why
But
is Tim so calm?
Yeah, but before I even investigated, if you remember, before I even like investigated, I told you like because
Easy, easy.
I was
Don't
really
worry.
calm. I was really calm. I was like, just chill. And then you like going all crazy. I'm like, do you not like? Why do you sound surprised? And I remember this. I asked you, why do you sound surprised that
Yes,
that I'm this
that you're
calm?
so exactly. I remember
Especially
that.
after all the hurdles we've danced through to over
True.
together. You know. Let me see if I can
I
find it.
I thought, man, I've invested all this certain amount, and I won't even be able to start. I won't be able to anything. I have to delist. Like I was like, okay, I think I may have to like close the listing. Let me just talk to Tim first. But I know what he'll tell me. He'll just tell me, you
Yeah.
know what? Just just let it go. Just close it up. Close up shop. These guys are serious. You're gonna be sued. You're never gonna use this whatever again. I'm so sick. I had all these thoughts in my head. I was thinking, oh
Are
man,
you
he's gonna
you okay with me reading? I'm gonna
yes.
truncate. Like, I'm gonna
Please
censor some stuff, but I want to read this conversation. I just think it's hilarious.
go ahead. Go ahead.
But I think it goes back to the mindset and like the shift that I'm experiencing from you, like now and then. You honestly, you're a totally different person. I started telling you that
Yes.
this morning, and I could see it. I saw it from like that first
Yeah.
sale because it
Yeah.
all became reality, for you. Because
Exactly. Exactly.
up to that point, you were pretty much living through my reality. But when you made your sale, you
Yes.
completely reclaimed it and it was your reality and everything
Yes.
was real all of a sudden in a split second. Anyway,
Yes.
cool
Everything
stuff.
changed. Yeah.
Okay, so I work late. So we just got done texting at like midnight, I think. The
Yes.
previous night. This is November 3rd. So November 4th. So I was already like, I went, and I'm sure like when we got done texting, I was still worked for a little bit. But November 4th, 7 a.m., and I am not a morning person. I'm a night owl, but I try. Tim, da 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 da. I just got a letter asking me not to sell the da 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 product. Okay? And then I didn't respond because I
Right.
was sleeping. This is 7. Again, a few minutes later, I've sent it to your email. They even sent a document from the US patent. Freaking out here. That's another text. Another text. A lawyer firm based in da 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 da.
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
minutes later. They may have sent me the same letter to other sellers because I see the list has shrunk from da 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 sellers to da 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 sellers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm hearing all these messages coming in, but I'm like passed out. So finally, like over an hour later, I wake up and I'm like, okay, let me check it. Are your products already live? Because at this point, I didn't even know your product already went live. I knew like
My
Amazon received
products were
it.
live. My
Yeah, I knew
products
Amazon
were
received
live.
it
So
from the previous
the
night.
minute they went, yeah, the minute they went live, somebody
You
just
got
came
that
to
letter?
me. Yes,
Shit.
I know, right?
Anyway, so yeah, so then
Oh,
so I was like, your product's already live, and you text me, man. I think you're just waiting for my text because like the same minute you text me back, you're like, as soon as I got the notification that they were at the warehouse earlier today, or was it yesterday? And yes, they weren't active. And then you're like, I got a notification at 7 a.m. this morning that my shipment got to the warehouse, and an hour later, I received that letter. And then I'm not even like focused on like the letter. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm like so excited. And then I'm like, I can't believe someone is already raining on your parade. Shake my head. And then you send me like a sad face. And I was like, well, I've sold that product because that was one of the product recommendations. Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Sheila. Okay, see, we're still live, but I think you dropped off. I'm like talking to myself. Hello? Anyway, for the sake of like the live feed, I'm just gonna continue reading this. Um, hello?
we're back. We're back. We're back.
Oh, okay, okay. So did you hear everything I was saying?
Oh, it came in and out.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
So, so the last
you
thing
can
was like,
start from
mhm.
the have the products gone live.
Oh, okay. I have yeah, I have the products gone live. And then right then, like, I think you're like waiting for me. You're like, as soon as I got the notification, and that was at the warehouse earlier today. Or was that yesterday? I think you were confused. You couldn't even remember. Yes, they're active. And then she's like, I'm like, oh, I got a notification at 7 a.m. this morning. The shipment got to the warehouse. Hello? Oh no. Okay, this sucks. Sheila, come back. Okay, I think you're back. I can see your head. Okay. Okay, so it's like really glitchy.
Oh, I muted. Yeah, 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 yeah. But we're back now.
Okay. All right. So, and I was like, let me read it. And then you're like, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, and you're like, let me send you the USPTO document. That's the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. They sent
And
me.
that should have been my
So,
first clue
huh?
because I I have a patent. I'm saying that should have been my first clue because I have a patent with
Yeah, you have a
in the
trademark.
US for
Yeah.
push factor. And the
Right.
patent has got a number. All you have to do is just run through. Yeah,
Yeah.
you run through the database.
And like
But at the
search.
time, because when you're brand new with
You're
something,
you're
I don't
really
know. But
freaking me out.
anyway,
Because I'm thinking
yeah,
like in your head, you're thinking, okay, all this money I just invested is just gonna get lost like this, Like you went on panic mode. Anyway,
exactly.
so
I
so I'm like,
was.
cool.
I
I'm
panicked.
like, man, they really want to eliminate the competition, huh? I'll draft you a letter to respond to. And then I was just like, just another small glitch. Don't even stress. And I put my cool shades on and everything. And then
And
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
everything has a,
don't stress.
and I'm like, everything has a solution. And I'm like, did you send me the document? And then you're like, really? Um, okay. Wow. So I was like, what's, like, those are your texts. Cause you're like, dot, dot, dot. Okay, dot, dot, dot. Wow, dot, dot, dot. I'm like, wow. Talk about doubting someone. So I was like, so I was like shocked. I was like,
It's
why do you
like a
sound surprised?
storm, and
So you're like, because I see a letter like this, like that, and I think that's it. Exclamation mark. I'm out of the game. Oh gosh.
yeah.
And I'm sorry to like find like this funny. Anyway, I'm sitting here thinking I have to take the loss.
No, it's good. It's good. It's hilarious.
And then I'm like, you're only out of the game if you stop fighting. Or in this case, stop playing. LOL. Let me review it. And then you're like,
Yes.
okay, because I'm wondering how in the world you respond to that.
Yeah.
So I was like, check your Facebook message because I had Facebooked you something about it because I had all this proof like this is BS. And I did check the patent number first thing, nothing came
Yes.
up. Yeah, I think they're just trying to scare the competition, to be honest. And then you're like, da da da. And I was like, yeah, that's a bogus move. And I was like, I would just advise you to contact Amazon. And then I was really sleepy, so I was like, let's just chat on Facebook. It's easier than texting. And then, yeah. And pretty much that was resolved. And a couple hours later, someone has sold out their stock. And they were a completely different person. And they're still that different person right now. So it's just amazing to see that transformation and see that mindset shift happen like in real life. This is pretty cool. Anyway, a little bit of comedy. I don't know if anyone else finds that
Yeah.
funny, but it's hilarious to me.
It's incredible.
But I think that's just it shows that
He,
it shows this is
makes
a real
sense.
business and there's going to be challenges for even everyone. I'm still going through challenges. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So it's just going through these hurdles together and dancing, you know, dancing through
Dancing
the hurdles,
over the hurdles
over the
and
hurdles
jumping
together.
over
Yes.
them and everything.
Yeah.
And I love
Hmm.
it. I absolutely
Yeah.
love it. But um,
So,
I think, yeah,
so I
we
don't
can
know.
definitely wrap this up now.
Yeah, I don't know how much time we've spent, but guys, if you're interested, just drop Sheila a message.
Has been like 2 hours.
Huh? What'd you say?
I'm saying I think we've spent about 2 hours chatting.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's wrap up. I don't know anyone who's gonna watch this for 2 hours, so let's just wrap up and then
Then zero viewers. So
zero viewers.
yeah, zero viewers.
Yeah.
Hey, we've put out such incredible information today. I couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be happier. And
Yeah.
as Tim said, you will find this in your Friday newsletter. And if you have watched it till this far, then I really, really encourage you to be one of the top 5 people who will purchase Tim's system, because it actually works. Not only will you get um, uh, you know the checklist and all of this content, you will also get Tim's support, and Tim is extremely supportive. And you will also get access to the private group, and you don't have to do anything alone. And that's a beautiful thing about being with like-minded people who are pushing each other. So um, that really is my fight plea to those of you who actually are really serious and want to change your lives, especially in 2016, because we are coming into the end of the year. And even for the next 2 months, there can be so much that happens. Like, I know I'm going to be astounded with what is going to happen, because I'm just going to keep flipping the investment that I've made until January. And in January, I'll be happy to talk about what the reason. I don't know if you have anything more to add, Tim. In summation.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty good. I think you've summed it up pretty well. I appreciate the opportunity, to sit here and chit chat with you and just hang out. It was fun. It's good to reflect on those things.
Ah, it's
But
been,
like you said, I hope
yes,
people do take action, if you're
yes.
ready to, do something meaningful with your life. Not that your current life sucks, but if you're ready to change it, you know who you are if you want to change your life. So this is a really, really good way.
Yeah,
This
do
is a good
something drastic.
vehicle to help you get you there. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
check the product out. Talk to Sheila. Talk to myself. If you have any questions, just ask.
We're both here.
Happy,
Yeah,
happy
we're
to
both here
help.
to
Yeah,
answer any
happy to help.
questions you may have. Yeah,
Yeah. And if you wanna,
definitely,
get your
definitely.
hands dirty and just do it by yourself, I welcome you to 30streams.com. Tons of resources, and I'll keep sharing as long as I'm alive. So let's keep doing this. All
Yeah,
right, Sheila.
absolutely, Tim. So,
Yeah.
it's a wrap for this interview, and
Nice.
you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be more of these to come, but for
Yeah.
now, we are done. So thank you guys so
Peace.
much for those of you who've been able to watch and get this valuable information. Start communicating with us. Email me.
All right.
Let me know what you guys think, what you'd like to do. So, bye for now. Take care, guys. Until next time.
Bye. Take care.
Peace.
All
All right.
right. See you later.
Oh, man. I really, really